Hi, everybody. My name is Amy True, and this is my ethics presentation. My topic is plagiarism and academic integrity. So, for this presentation, I'm going to be focusing on what Wilkes University outlines as its academic integrity and plagiarism policies. So, I'm going to start off with the academic integrity policy, which basically explains that students are entitled to, are expected to be honest, trustworthy, possess integrity, dignity, and fairness in dealing with other people. In terms of that, also having and possessing a sense of responsibility towards others and loyalty toward the ethical principles promoted by the university to just ensure that all students are just well rounded in terms of how they portray the information that they convey to other people. In terms of academic honesty, ensuring that students are sharing original ideas and then giving full credit and recognition to scholars and sources for information that are not their own is what's considered academic honesty. In particular, the School of Education acknowledges that the knowledge of and adherence to these principles are expected from all doctoral students as well. So just included that little blurb there because we are in a doctoral program, and these ideas also transfer into this program as well. Particularly for this EDD program, most of our courses are online. So, online etiquette is an essential part of the academic honesty policy, in the fact that as online students, we also need to show respect, follow social norms and morals in the online environment, and just being mindful that this online environment is different from being face to face, as you can't see other people's facial expressions or gestures in discussion posts or in replies to other people. While emojis are also helpful, it's just important to note that how you convey yourself through your words is also how you show yourself as a person in this online environment. So it's just important to just look over what you say before you actually hit that post button or reply button, to ensure that you are conveying the correct message through your words. So, in terms of plagiarism, from the student handbook, it is defined as a submission of work without the proper use of citation or quotation marks, basically saying that you are taking other people's ideas and claiming them as your own. And this is obviously considered plagiarism because you are not giving credit to the person that you're originally taking that from. So, this could also include paraphrasing as well. So, if you're taking another person's ideas and mixing in your own words there, you still need to cite that. So I'm just going to go over some of the offenses for academic honesty and plagiarism here, and some of the sanctions that Wilkes University details in the handbook, just in case you may have missed it or skimmed it. This presentation will give you kind of a detailed overview of it. So, in terms of low level offenses, working with another student on an assignment without instructor authorization and failure to footnote or give acknowledgement to information in your paper may be mistakes that are for students who just didn't know, or they could be just simple mistakes that you just overlooked. So, the sanction for this, if it is an offense that seems obvious, it would be a record of offense that is kept for 1 year after graduation. And then 1 year after graduation, it will be completely destroyed. However, if you have a medium level offense, you may receive academic probation, no credit for the course, in addition to that record of offense that is kept for a year after graduation. So, some medium level offenses here are basically submitting the same work that you have done before, or submitting the same work as somebody else, of course, without permission from the instructor. So, just ensuring that if you do self plagiarize by accident, or you take information from something you've posted before, that your instructor is okay with it. And then receiving assistance from others without acknowledging them on a paper or an exam or a project is also considered a medium level offense. And again, these could be repeated offenses. So if your professor says, make sure you cite that person one time, that you do learn from that mistake and you fix that error so you don't have that mistake again. A high-level offense could be repetition of any of those other offenses, but it could also mean copying or acting to copy on an exam or during an exam, or collaborating before an exam and then developing some strategies to exchange that information during the exam. And obviously, that would mean that the professor noticed that of you. And then removing posted or reserved material for other students or preventing other students from having access to it is considered offensive here, as well as on a paper or an exam, fabricating data or inventing it deliberately to alter materials. So this could be on a research paper, basically making up an entire case study just to support your research. So sanctions for this could be 1 year of academic ineligibility, so not being able to take a course at all, having receiving no credit for that course, and then a notation on your transcript for a designated amount of time. And that, of course, would be determined by those who are giving you that sanction. Severe level offenses are the highest level offense, and that would be, and these are just some of the offenses here, having somebody take an exam for you or taking an exam for somebody else and then claiming that their name as your own. Any criminal activity, so forging a grade, stealing an exam, buying an exam, or falsifying your transcript are all considered criminal activity. If you sabotage another person's work and preventing that student from actually completing the assignment is an offense here. And then a willful violation of the PDE code of conduct. So that is having inappropriate relations with other people. It just basically outlines a professional environment that you're supposed to have with your instructors and with your peers. So any violation that you would have against that 22 PA code is considered a high level offense. And the sanction for this is pretty severe. You could have permanent academic suspension and permanent notation on your transcript, and then having to work your way back through the low level offense sanctions as well in order to possibly uh, take courses at the university again. So here are just some helpful reminders and resources to prevent or avoid any of these sanctions is basically just making sure that you cite all of your sources. If it's paraphrasing or just directly quoting or just taking an idea, just ensuring that you cite all of those is best, even not just in your reference page, but also in in-text citations. And then common knowledge statements don't need citations. And then, of course, anything that you pull from the research as your own ideas do not need citations. So the style that we use for the doctoral program is APA, which is American Psychological Association. This style is needed for scholarly writing in social and behavioral sciences, and apastyle.apa.org is a great resource in order to see how exactly an APA paper should be laid out, as well as if you needed a hand paper or a paper copy, an APA style manual is encouraged to purchase. And then Purdue University's OWL, their online writing lab, is a wonderful resource that gives you examples of how an APA paper should be styled, as well as specific in-text citation rules and reference pages. So here's my reference page, speaking of reference pages, and this basically outlines all the expectations of you for the Wilkes University academic integrity policies and plagiarism policies. I hope this helped and hopefully you gained some new information. Thanks for listening, and I enjoyed working with all of you this semester.